Exercise 12. Gradient fill, selection, bit of feathering or a blur on our eraser. So let's start. We need to select our cable. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at it. We could use the magnetic lasso tool, which we've done before, but now we're going to try a new tool. And we're going to try the quick selection tool. You can see it sits here with the magic wand, quick selection tool, and here it is. Just a little crosshair. And what we're going to do is we're going to rub over. And don't worry, just go roughly and quickly. And you'll see it picks up the pixels and it copies them. We want that. And we've gone over here and there. Let's not worry about it. We go now to subtract from selection. That little button there. And you see a little minus sign comes up in the middle. And now we take away. And of course, the more accurately we work, and every time I click, I'm just subtracting that little piece. Over there we need to make our brush size smaller, so we use our bracket keys. And we just make it a bit smaller over there. Let's go down the line. Over here we've got a problem, we want to subtract here. Let's zoom in there. And of course, the tighter you work, when I say tight I mean zoom in, the easier it becomes to work more accurately. Right, I'm quite happy with that. So all we do is now we're going to Control J up that selection, and there we have our wire. At this stage, if you want to clean up more, you can just use your eraser. You can see there we have a little problem. Increase the size of our eraser a bit, and we can actually just erase it away. And if you want to put back, you can always use your history brush. But we don't want to get into that too much now at this stage. Now, as per the example, we want to drop shadow. To create a drop shadow, all we do is we go down to our effects menu. And we say drop shadow. Our interface comes up. We want to drop shadow down. We want quite a bit of distance. We want it quite hard, so we set our opacity up. See there. And now we can actually click and just pull something like that. Nice hard drop shadow. And we say okay. That part is now complete. Now we need to put in our background color. So I select the layer below and I'm going to add new layer. I'm going to in fact put in 2. And we want to fill it with white. White is our foreground color. So let's just work on this one here. Alt backspace, it goes in. I'm going to click the eye. The other method is if we go to the gradient tool and we use the flyout, we see paint bucket. Now the paint bucket, foreground color selected, and we're going to change our layer to the one we want, and you can see we just click and the foreground color is now put in. So it's another way of actually filling the color, but not too important. On this top layer we now want to put in a gradient. So we will change the paint bucket tool there back to the gradient tool, and we can look at our pre-select here, and we want to go from black to white, not from white to clear or whatever. We want black to white, so I'm happy with that. Black to white, there we go. Zoom out, go to the top. If we hold down shift, you see what happens to the line. It goes straight, so we can move our mouse left and right, but nice diagonal line. Whoops, there we go. Let shift go first. Always let your mouse key go first before shift, but I'm happy with that. Now we want to make the cutout in it, and we're going to use our brush tool. But with the brush tool, we want to use a soft brush. Now I'll show you the difference. If we use a very hard brush, okay, we'll increase the size somewhat. Let me just click off there, and now we'll use our bracket keys once again. Okay, when I click now, watch, it is very, very hard. We don't want that. We want a softer brush. So we bring the softness down. Let's take it to 50%, somewhere around there, which is very soft. We want to increase our brush size to make up for what we did earlier. So I'll make a nice big brush and I'll click again. Now you see the softness on the edges, and that softness one. Now by simply opening this eye over here, there we get that blurry effect which we got simply by softening our brush. This hard line comes from our first cut, which we wouldn't normally do. Try this one on your own. It's quite simple. Remember, now we've used a new tool for selecting, the quick selection tool. It works very well. Take it easy, take it slow, and watch the size of your head, your actual tool bit nib size, because that can make the difference between a good selection and a bad selection. And don't forget, you can use your razor. We've done it quite quickly here, but the more time you spend on it, the far more accurate you're going to become. Thank you.